Hey, it's Adele from Let's Get Inkie, and today we're working in my traveller's notebook. Now this little baby's getting filled up quite quickly. This is my second insert. If you're new to my channel, I have 23 other process videos using my traveller's notebook, and I also have a couple of flip throughs as well. So the photos that I'm using today are from a trip that we took in May, which is our autumn here in Australia, and we flew down to Tasmania, which is right at the bottom of Australia. I'm in New South Wales, which is kind of halfway up the east coast, and it was Archie's first plane trip, first big holiday, and we were very lucky that we went away with friends, and one of our friends is a wedding photographer, and he captured a couple of pictures of us just spontaneously in the park when we went for a walk one day, and I love these photos so much, so I knew I had to include them in my traveller's notebook. I've also put them in my normal scrapbooking Project Life album for this year, but I like to double scrap the special moments in my traveller's notebook and kind of highlight them a little bit in here. So I'm using the September Citrus Twist pocket page kit, and I'm just cutting up some of the papers from here. I wanted to cover up, I had some stamping on the previous page and it had ghosted through a little bit, so the first thing I wanted to do is cover that up straight away. I always follow the same process when I'm putting together a journal page. I always like to put the photos first because majority of the time they're the biggest item on my page. So I usually do photos first, and then any large pieces of ephemera or stickers, anything big, and then I move to brush lettering if I want to include any brush lettering anywhere, and then I move to smaller embellishments, do my journaling, and then add my doodly little bits at the end. These two photos of Archie are just hilarious. They sum up, there is no photo that I have that sums up Archie more than these photos. He's stolen Aaron's beanie because he refuses to wear any children's sized beanies. He does have a giant head though. His head's always been off the charts and the growth charts that they give you when they're born, and continue to monitor as they grow up. He's always had a big head, and Aaron has a big head as well. Not to say that he's big-headed, but he has a large head. And so luckily Aaron's beanie fits his head, but Archie refused to wear anything else but that. So poor Aaron lucked out and had a cold head while Archie and I were nice and warm. So these photos were just very special, and I wanted to do one in black and white. I think it's nice when you have two similar photos to make one of them black and white, because it kind of gives the illusion that one of them is quite different. I don't know, it could just be me making up things in my head right now, but to me it makes them look a little bit more different. Then I wanted to do some brush lettering, and I'm using my Tombow dual brush markers, I think they're called, and I am trying to figure out what to do. But first I wanted to add something from this craft piece of stick sheet from the new Amy Tan collection, and I wanted to use the craft because, as I've said in videos on my main channel using this kit, the craft and I are not great friends. I don't get along well with brown, and so I knew that if I felt like using one of these stickers, I should jump in and go for it. And I also thought the brown really worked out well with the colour of Archie's jacket. I added a little bunny down the bottom there. It looks a bit like our bunny Poppet, and then I'm just adding a little subtitle, nothing too groundbreaking, but just the word love, because we're feeling all the love in that photo. So now that I've got my brush lettering down, I can add some of these little smaller stickers and embellishments, and then start to figure out A, what I want to write about, and B, where's it going to go. I'm then going through, this was a really fun sticker sheet actually that came in I think this was in the embellishment kit for this month. I love clear stickers. I think they're really versatile, especially in travelers notebooks, because unlike puffy stickers or chipboard or anything dimensional, they don't bulk out your journal, but they also can be overlapped over the top of photos or ephemera pieces and kind of bring everything together without needing a chunky white border, which is what stickers quite often have. I'm adding some of these leaves here because I know that I may struggle to use leaves in the future in layouts. I'm definitely a floral gal. If you watch my videos often, you'll know that. But leaves, sometimes I don't always reach for them. I go for the florals and the hearts. And these photos were taken in autumn, and there was lots of crunchy autumny leaves in the background there, so I just thought it was the perfect embellishment to match with it. Off camera, I outlined my brush lettering. I've been really liking the look of that lately. You've probably seen that in my recent few Journal With Me videos here on YouTube. I just like the way that it makes it kind of pop out a little bit more. And it also ties in the black and white photo because there is that darkness to that right hand side, and it kind of carries it across the layout a little bit. I'm going through the stamp set, and I'm very lucky. I'm on the Citrus Twist design team, and so every month I get several stamp sets to work with, and I'm really trying hard to use my stamps more often, especially these little ones that are just little tiny phrases or cute little icons and things that are just so easy to incorporate in both my traveler's notebook but also my project life. So my goal is to use more stamps. At the start of the year, I recorded a video on my Patreon that outlined my scrappy goals for 2018. Some I'm continuing to work on. I wouldn't say failed, just haven't reached the ideal finishing line of those goals yet. And one of them was to work more on using my stamps more often. So it's quite handy to have these monthly stamps coming in because I get a little bit more inspired, I guess you would say. Boosts my stamping mojo a little bit. Let me know in the comments if you are a stamper or if you're not a stamper, or if you're a stamp hoarder. I am definitely in that last category. I have so many. I really need to go through and figure out what I actually use and not just what I fell in love for and had to buy it on the spot. I find that I use word stamps more than anything, more than icons or even things like labels and things like that. I'm definitely use words more than anything else. So I'm adding some journaling down the bottom here, and I'm using my Pilot G2 pen in, I think it's a 0.7 size possibly. It's just a really nice black pen to write with, and I'm just adding a little bit of journaling down here. Like I said before, these photos will also be in my scrapbook album for this year. You probably will see some of these photos scrapped on my main channel, which is Inkie QUILL. Link's always in the description below. And I also just recently scrapbooked one of these over on my Patreon, and the link's in the description below if you want to look at that as well. I'm really falling in love with sideways journaling at the moment. I just like the way that it kind of, I don't know, spices up my journaling a little bit, because you can only have so many big chunky blocks of text before your eye starts to get a little tired of it. So I'm trying to excite my journaling up a little bit, as much as I can anyway. So here is the end result. I really love the pop of turquoise with that brush lettering, and I really love that craft camera. It fitted very well. I will admit I like the craft on this page. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will have another Journal With Me video for this month in a couple of weeks' time. Until then, have a lovely week, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.